Welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. My name is Tanya Kappas, and I am a cozy mystery author who is excited to bring you a fun podcast where we answer reader questions and bring you amazing interviews from your favorite cozy mystery authors. Come, hang out, and let's just shoot the breeze. Hi, and welcome to Shootin' the Breeze. This week, I am so excited to bring our new paranormal cozy author from Supernatural Sleuths, Ellen Riggs. Hi, Ellen. Welcome.
Hi, Tanya. Thanks for having me today.
Oh my gosh, it's my pleasure. I have to tell you guys, before we got on here, Ellen said, I just want to warn you, my dogs are in the room. I'm like, oh my gosh, people will go crazy over your dogs. So you guys, we have other guests in the room if they make appearances. So
I'm worried they might shout over me.
Oh, I'll tell you what, all not only that, but every time my cat gets on a interview or a call, she always steals the show, but that's okay, you know.
They are pretty cute, I have to admit. Stella the cat is not having any part of this.
She's like, not today, Mom. All right, well, let me read your bio really fast. Ellen Riggs has always been obsessed with animals and books. She writes humorous and heartwarming mysteries for pet lovers, including the Bought the Farm Mysteries, the Dogtown Mysteries, and the Paranormal Mystic Mutt Mysteries. Ellen lives in Toronto, Canada, and is happiest at her family cottage by the lake. There she can be found trying to stay upright on rough hiking trails while stopping her dogs from eating unspeakable things. A tiny cedar-lined cabin is the perfect place to write stories intended to sweep readers away on a fun-filled vacation from the cares of life. Well, first off, that has got me curious. Tell us, every writer, I'm going to ask you a writer question because every writer has the writer's dream to have some little remote cabin. Tell me about your cabin.
So, well, the family cottage has been in our family for probably 40 years. But at some point, my dad built what he called the bunkhouse for extra guests.
Oh, yeah.
And then my brother converted it into something really nice with cedar lining and everything. And I don't know why, it took me a long time to realize I could make that my office. So I go up there. It doesn't look so great on the outside, but it's awesome on the inside. Like it has a dome ceiling and a fan and cedar walls. And I do a lot of my writing there, including this series, the Mystic Mutt series.
And so how far away is it from where you live?
Under 2 hours.
Oh, great.
So, and I spend most of the summer up there, and just go up there, and it's like beautifully peaceful and surrounded by trees, and the lake is down below, and it's a great place to write. Oh. I'm sorry it took me so long to realize that.
It's so well, and I bet it just really sparks your creativity, and
it does. And actually, it reminds me. I call it my she shed, and I know you had your shamper.
Yeah, I used to have a she shed.
Or my shack in the woods, but it's awesome. And it's the other thing I do, and you probably do this too, is I take hikes with my dogs, and a lot of my creativity happens when I'm out doing other things. So that when I come back, a lot of the work is already churning away, and I can sit down and write.
Yes, I love that. And I do that a lot. And I also will carry my phone with me, and I will dictate what I'm thinking or saying in my phone. And those are so funny because then I'll come back and have it translated back to the page, but it doesn't turn out, like it'll change as I add to it and things like that. But I have found that my readers love putting, and I show them, I actually will upload my dictation, and it's nothing like the book was turning out that scene. And my readers love hearing that kind of stuff. So you should do that. I would love to hear you do your theories.
It's next on my list to try. I will tell you the trails that I'm currently using are so rough.
Yeah.
I fear what my readers would see as me falling down a hill.
Over a root.
And then turning and shouting at the dogs, leave it, don't roll in that, like.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. I love that so much. So what kind of dogs do you have? What are their breeds?
I have 2 miniature golden doodles, miniature being about 40 pounds, right. Actually.
Yeah.
And they are, now they're kind of seniors. One is 9 and one is 11. And my cat is also a senior. She's turning 15. Wow. But these dogs are still kicking it on those trails. Like that, they want to go every single day. They don't care if it's 5,000 degrees. They're good to go. And I like to do my writing in the morning before I go, and I feel them waiting. Like they're just standing, watching, waiting till we can hit those trails. And it's good. It gets me out and exercising too.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I always say you always get an animal or a dog that you have to walk because it gets you out of the house and it gets you moving and it gets those creative juices flowing. That's really good.
Yeah. It's so awesome.
I love it. I love it. But we are enough of that. Enough of me curling over your awesome cabinet. I love that. But we are here to talk about this. All I haunt is you. So before we get into this, tell me about the Dachshunds. Are you a Dachshund lover, or did you ever have any? And the reason I ask is because I know that the series that it comes from, the Mystic Mutt series, has our beautiful little Dachshund in here. So tell us about where you came up with that breed to put on the cover.
Well, it's a funny thing. The only 2 dogs I've ever had are my 2 golden doodles. Never had a childhood dog, nothing like that. But one of my friends, when I was still in university, or that's what we call it here in Canada, she had oh no.
Okay.
Someone's at the door. Stop it. Leave it. Sorry.
Yes.
They're doing their job. They're letting me know someone's at the door. So one of my friends had a Dachshund, and I would see the dog when I was over there. And this dog once ate like a hole through my leather purse to get a muffin because I wasn't dog savvy at the time. I didn't know you don't put a leather purse on the floor
with a muffin.
And it was at Dachshund level. And anyway, but nonetheless, I fell for these little characters. She had 2 of them. And it's always in the back of my mind because I kind of think of them as my first dog love. So I circle back. One of my other series is about border collies. I don't have anything with a golden doodle yet.
Yet.
They're kind of mild mannered. My dogs. You can't really see them as solving crimes.
Yeah. Well, I love, my granny had a Dachshund. And so I was like, oh my gosh, his name was Tippy. And he was so great. And I don't know if you've seen on the internet, the Dachshund that's around, it's got the big stick that he carries. I'll have to send it to you when I find it. But he's a viral sensation. And when I was reading your books, I was thinking, oh my gosh, this reminds me of her dog in the book. It's so great.
I would love one of those too. I would take it every breed pretty much if I could.
Me too. I'm the same. But let's talk about this particular series. So let me read a little bit about the series, the Mystic Mutt series. So this is a rookie psychic and her chatty canine sidekick set out to solve hometown crimes. Janelle Brighton is a reluctant psychic still trying to find her true calling. So far, her main claim to fame is bringing a spectral dachshund back to life. It's a unique gift that probably won't take her far in the hometown of Wildwood Springs, where magical crime abounds. So we have our sleuth, Janelle, and then we have our trusty sidekick. So tell me a little bit about the series first.
So basically, the psychic Janelle Brighton has been on the run from her magical abilities her whole life. She doesn't like the W word, the witch word, and she got into trouble as a teenager, left town, got on the wrong side of the wrong people, and she's been pretty much on the run for 15 years. When she ends up in a murderous situation, shall we say, and
Very good.
Mr. Bixby, a ghost dachshund, talks her through it. He helps her figure out how to figure herself out and solve the crime. And in the end, this is all covered in the prequel that I offer readers. But in the end, he crosses back to the land of the living to save her. And it's her magical abilities that allow her to do that. But she then realizes that is her calling. And every time a ghost dog appears, and now there are 3 books already.
Yes, and this is the first one. You can't.
And there's a new ghost dog in that one, and a new ghost dog in the next one, and a new ghost dog in the next one, and they always come with a crime attached. So she solves the crime, saves the dog, and homes the dog with someone who could use them, because Mr. Bixby has plenty of dog for her. She doesn't need them all.
But we would take them off. We could, trust me.
Yeah.
So I love that. So the book that we are offering that you're offering for free for the prolific works, The Supernatural Sleuth, is this one, All I Haunt Is You. So I'm going to read actually first what this one is about, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. Disaster is one magical hiccup away for a reluctant witch and her chatty dachshund. Life in Wildwood Springs is settling into a comfortable rhythm for psychic and novice witch Janelle Brighton and her sassy, formerly deceased dachshund, Mr. Bixby. The only hitch is a bad case of nervous hiccups, but a minor magical malady isn't stopping her from enjoying her new jewelry store, loyal friends, and a budding romance with the chief of police. When the mayor summons Janelle to discuss her most recent spelling misfire, a hiccup causes the mayor's feline to vanish, leaving the town leader unprotected. On top of that, there's a canine ghost under the mayor's sofa that only Janelle can see, and he seems determined to disrupt a wedding ceremony. Janelle will need to put her growing powers to the test and find the mayor's cat and rescue an unruly spectral pup before a magical villain crashes the wedding. I love that. So where would this fit in with the series? And although we know that all our books can be read as standalones because they're mysteries and they're all tied up, where would you suggest this? Well, it's free, so they can pick it up now and read it, which we want. But it can be read anywhere within the series then?
Absolutely. It stands alone and introduces readers to the town of Wildwood Springs and Janelle and Mr. Bixby. It technically takes place after book 3. Mm-hmm. I already had a prequel, and then there's book 1, 2, 3, and then this. And in book 3, Janelle acquires the magical hiccup problem but at first it's pretty benign and nothing terrible is happening. She's like, every time she hiccups, sunflowers burst out from unlikely places like chairs or whatever. And it's kind of because she has a crush on that police officer and he gave her sunflowers. So they keep coming to mind and she keeps hiccuping and it's not a big deal until this story, All I Haunt Is You, when she's not aware yet that the problem is worsening. She doesn't know that something like this can happen. And then Mr. Bixby witnesses, as she hiccups nervously in the mayor's company, he witnesses the mayor's familiar cat named Minerva vanish. Oh. And it's like, she's like, it's impossible. But no, it was possible. It happened.
Of course it is. I love it. I think that is so great, you guys. And I just love the cover. I think it's beautiful. It's just as good. I mean, I just think it's just so good. I love all the covers actually in this series. So the fourth book is on pre-order now.
Yeah,
So
just put it up yesterday.
Good. I will actually have all the links to all your books in all of the show notes. So they will be able to find that. But we are here because we are with Prolific Works, the Supernatural Sleuth, and you can get this book currently for free. And hopefully everybody will go there and grab it. And while they're there, they have the option to sign up for your newsletter, which, guys, you are going to want to sign up for Ellen's newsletter, and I will let her talk about that. So, Ellen, how often do you do your newsletter? How often do you release it? And tell us a little bit about it.
I wish I could say I was more regular, but it's at least once a month. But when I get on a roll, which I have been lately, it's like every week. And a lot of times it's inspired by what my dogs have been up to. So if they're providing me with material, there's a lot of newsletters, and oftentimes they take the wheel, and they'll alternate. One dog will write about some despicable crime they've committed, and then the other dog will write about what they've been up to. And now I think Stella, the cat, needs to get a say as well. It's only fair.
Yes, she perfectly insists that she does. So I look forward to seeing that from Stella. So yes, and so everybody loves all those posts from your fur puppies. I love that. So you guys, you can sign up for her newsletter. Also, I'll have a direct link to that also in the show notes. But really, you need to go grab this free book. All I Haunt Is You. Also, tell us, Ellen, where can readers find you other than Prolific Works?
At ellenriggs.com or on my Amazon page for Ellen Riggs. And I also wanted to mention that if anyone who subscribes to my newsletter gets the prequel to the Mystic Mutts Mysteries free.
Yes.
They get the free prequel to my Bought the Farm Mysteries as well.
Nice.
And even to my Dogtown Mysteries. So there are a lot of free stories for subscribers to get a taste of my dog crazy.
Oh, we love it. We love our fur babies, and we love our fur baby sidekicks for sure. So you guys, that is so many amazing things that Ellen is offering you guys for free. So go grab the link below, sign up for her newsletter, and stalk her everywhere. I promise you will love all of her stuff. Ellen, is there anything that you'd like to say to the readers before we let you leave? Let me get you off of here.
I would just like to say that it's so fun to participate in a promotion like this, and to be amongst so many great paranormal cozy writers. It's an exciting thing, and I'm enjoying reading all those books myself.
Great. And we look forward for you Ellen is in the Supernatural Sleuth starting this week. She'll out. Right. This will come out next week. So yeah, so this week she's in the Supernatural Sleuth. So go over there on our Facebook page. The link again is below in the show notes, and stalk her there and get to know her there. And that way you guys can just start following her and read everything that she writes, because you're going to love it. So Ellen, thanks so much for shooting the breeze with me today. I really am honored and appreciate that you came by.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Bye.
What a fun interview. I would love to thank today's guest for sharing with us their edition in the Twisty Tales and Cozy Crime Prolific Works giveaway, year-long giveaway. So be sure to grab this episode's book for free, and you can do that by going to the show notes and grabbing that link. And also, don't forget to be sure that you follow and stalk this week's Spotlight author. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week on Shooting the Breeze.